Yeah, ready.
Okay. I'm not going to talk much about Bhutan. I'm sure that the previous guide might have talked to you well about Bhutan. Okay, but I'll just talk about why guide was made mandatory after the pandemic, after coronavirus. Okay. Actually, we human being has a tendency to underestimate anything that's free of cost. Okay, so like before the pandemic, like when I say this, okay, don't think me that I'm a bad guy. Okay, I'm not actually. So before the pandemic, Indians were allowed to move freely in our country. Okay, they can move freely without the guide. They can bring their own cars. Okay, they can do whatever they like. But what happened was, so there are a few tourists. Okay, so there are a few tourists who went against the philosophy of my religion, Buddhism. Okay, they climbed on top of stupas. Okay, they made a video. Okay, they danced on it, and it went quite viral. So like after the pandemic, okay, all of a sudden, okay, coronavirus
Yes.
strike the country, not locally but globally. Okay, so like what happened was during the pandemic, so the government thought, okay, because of the coronavirus, okay, it would give a good time to think about it. Okay, so like in the pandemic, the government thought, so like if we happen to let them freely, okay, so this is gonna be the consequences. Okay, so after the pandemic, okay, the guide was made mandatory. Okay, so like I don't have that power.
Okay, guide mandatory after
After the pandemic.
pandemic. Okay.
Okay, so I don't have that
Before
power.
pandemic,
Not required.
it wasn't required. But due to some of the tourists,
Okay.
so
okay.
they went beyond the thing. So we respect our religion, we respect our monuments, we respect our anything like a monastery, whatever it is. So one of the tourists had climbed over on the
Yes.
top of the
Yes.
stupa. Stupa means a very a sacred thing. You know the stupa?
Super, yes.
Yeah, where we have all the religious everything inside.
Yes, yes,
that
yes,
stupa.
yes.
So we have a big belief that we shouldn't do that. So as per our guide, he mentioned that one of the tourists went to the stupa and climbed on the top of the stupa and took some picture, videos and all. So after the thing went viral in the social media,
Mhm.
so our government has made a mandatory that you need to have a guide,
Guide.
so that
Okay, okay.
so that the guide will guide you what is the important, where you have to go. So that is what he wants to tell you. So maybe after some time, or maybe in the coming years, guide may not be required, but at the present we have to
Present, we have a must
we have
is
to
a
have
required guide.
Yes.
And in future, we know sure that guide will be required or no.
Not, yeah.
Yeah.
So provided so whoever the tourists coming to Bhutan, they should know little bit about in our normal word we can say that homework.
Mhm.
If you go to any country, you need to know about that country's.
That country and was the specialist of
yes,
this country
yes,
and
yes,
was all things.
Yeah. So that is the most important things he wants to narrate you is this.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Kanchan. Yeah.